The New York Yankees have reached one of the most decisive moments of the season, and the feeling within the organization is that there is no more room to wait. The team, which entered the year surrounded by expectations and considered one of the favorites to compete for the World Series, is now facing a reality completely different from what fans had imagined. Injuries have struck the heart of the lineup, offensive production has dropped dramatically, and every game reinforces the impression that if no action is taken immediately, the season could slip away from the franchise. It is in this scenario that a piece of news has begun to generate buzz around Major League Baseball and has reignited hope among the fan base. The Yankees are reportedly involved in discussions with the Los Angeles Angels in an attempt to add another impact bat before the trade deadline, a move that could completely change the team's direction over the coming weeks. The Angels have already made it clear that they are willing to move some of their players, taking on the role of sellers while evaluating the future of the franchise. On the other side, the Yankees see a rare opportunity to address one of the biggest weaknesses on their roster right now. Among the names being discussed are Adell and Jorge Soler, two players with different skill sets, but who possess exactly what New York is desperately looking for: offensive power and the ability to change a game with a single swing. The mere possibility of either player putting on a Yankees uniform has already sparked countless debates among analysts and fans, especially with the trade deadline drawing closer and any decision made now potentially shaping the remainder of the season. To understand why this potential trade has become so important, it is enough to look at the current state of the roster. The Yankees offense has taken a massive hit with the absences of Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Cody Bellinger. Losing just one player of that caliber would already be a problem for any team, but being without three of the lineup's biggest offensive stars at the same time has completely changed the team's identity. The manager has had to reorganize the lineup almost from one series to the next, promoting young players, improvising defensive positions, and distributing responsibilities to players who were never expected to carry the offensive burden of a franchise like New York. The result has been a noticeable decline in run production and significantly more pressure on the rest of the roster. That situation creates an effect that goes far beyond the numbers. When a team loses its top hitters, opposing teams begin attacking the lineup much more aggressively. Rival pitchers no longer avoid key matchups, challenge hitters in the strike zone with greater confidence, and reduce opportunities for walks. At the same time, the Yankees' own pitchers take the mound knowing they are unlikely to have much margin for error, since allowing even a single run could be enough to result in a loss. That type of pressure affects the team's overall performance and turns every game into a major challenge, especially in a division as competitive as the American League. That is exactly why the front office has decided to act before it is too late. The Yankees are not simply looking for another player to improve their roster depth. Their priority is to find a right-handed hitter who can restore balance to the batting order and provide the power that disappeared with the string of injuries. Among the available options, Adell has drawn interest because he represents a rare combination of strength, speed, and defensive ability. Despite showing flashes of brilliance mixed with inconsistency throughout his career, he is still viewed as a player with tremendous potential who could take a significant step forward in a competitive environment surrounded by experienced veterans. Jorge Soler, on the other hand, represents a completely different profile. While Adele is still considered a player with room to develop, Soler arrives with an established reputation as one of the most dangerous right-handed hitters in the league when he finds his rhythm. His experience in high-pressure games and his ability to decide contests with one swing make him an extremely attractive option for a team that needs to quickly regain its offensive firepower. In a ballpark like Yankee Stadium, which is well known for favoring power hitters, many believe Soler could make an immediate impact and restore some of the confidence the team has lost over the past few weeks. Naturally, neither of these options offers any absolute guarantee of success. Every trade involves risks, especially when it happens during such a high-pressure period. Adele still needs to prove he can maintain consistency over the course of a full season, while Soler also carries concerns regarding his consistency and injury history. Even so, standing still may be the greatest risk of all for the Yankees. As the trade deadline approaches, more teams enter the race for the best available players, costs increase, and the alternatives begin to disappear. Brian Cashman knows that every decision made over the next few days could influence not only the team's playoff chances, but also the overall evaluation of the entire season. The biggest question dominating conversations behind the scenes is which path the front office will choose to put the Yankees back among the favorites in the American League. Is betting on Adell's potential the smartest decision for both the present and the future of the franchise? Or do Jorge Soler's experience and offensive power represent exactly the immediate impact New York needs right now? With the clock ticking and the pressure increasing with every game, one thing seems certain. The next few days promise to be decisive for the Yankees' future, and any move made before the deadline could completely change the course of the season. As negotiations continue behind the scenes, the Yankees front office must make a decision that goes far beyond simply adding another name to the roster. The goal is to find a player capable of immediately changing the team's offensive dynamic, especially at a time when every victory can make a difference in the race for the playoffs. Among the names being discussed, Adell and Jorge Soler offer completely different solutions. Adell represents youth, explosive athleticism, and tremendous growth potential. His speed in the outfield and his ability to produce power make him an extremely appealing option for a roster that has lost depth because of injuries. Although he is still searching for greater consistency in his career, many believe that wearing the Yankees uniform and competing under enormous pressure could be exactly the challenge he needs to elevate his game. On the other hand, Jorge Soler arrives as a much more established alternative. Over the past several years, he has built a reputation as one of the league's most dangerous right-handed hitters when he gets hot, piling up important home runs and demonstrating the ability to deliver in high-pressure situations. That experience carries significant weight when evaluating the Yankees' current situation, as they need immediate results and cannot afford to wait months for a player's development. On a team missing several offensive leaders, the presence of a player accustomed to performing in big games could restore confidence throughout the lineup and ease the pressure on the younger players. Beyond individual performance, there is also the strategic impact that a signing of this magnitude could create. The arrival of a powerful right-handed hitter would force opposing teams to completely rethink their pitching strategies, creating more opportunities for the rest of the batting order. At the same time, the front office must carefully evaluate the cost of any deal, as giving up promising young talent could affect the organization's future. It is precisely that balance between competing now and protecting the years ahead that makes this potential trade one of the most important decisions of the season, leaving the entire fan base anxiously waiting to see what the Yankees' next move will be before the trade window closes. Regardless of what the front office ultimately decides, one thing seems obvious. The next few days could completely define the direction of the Yankees season. If Brian Cashman is able to complete a trade for an impact hitter, the team will gain an important reinforcement at exactly the time it needs more offensive depth. With injured players gradually returning over the coming weeks, the Yankees could once again field one of the most dangerous lineups in the American League, significantly increasing their chances of making a strong run into the playoffs. In a league as competitive as this one, a single acquisition can change the atmosphere in the clubhouse, restore confidence throughout the roster, and create the momentum needed for a winning streak. On the other hand, there is also the less favorable scenario. If negotiations fail to progress or the Yankees decide not to make an investment in the trade market, the pressure on the players who remain on the roster will become even greater. The coaching staff will continue to improvise the lineup while waiting for the return of its biggest stars, and that could cost the team important games at the most critical point of the season. In addition, other teams competing for postseason spots are also strengthening their rosters, making the margin for error even smaller. Standing still while the competition improves could be a risk the franchise simply cannot afford to take. That is exactly why every development involving Adell, Jorge Soler, or any other player available on the market is being followed so closely by Yankees fans. The expectation is that the front office will find a solution capable of immediately strengthening the offense and keeping the dream of competing for the championship alive this season. Now all that remains is to wait for the next chapter of this story, because the trade deadline is approaching and an announcement could come at any moment. And I want to know your opinion. If it were up to you, who would be the best choice for the Yankees? Adell, Jorge Soler, or is there another player who would be an even better addition to the team? Leave your answer in the comments. See you next time, Yankees Nation.